From the outside, Pastor Daniel Ajayi and his wife, Sister Funky Ajayi, looked like the perfect example of a God-ordained marriage. Together, they built Redeemed Glory Fire Ministry from a small fellowship of 5 members to a megachurch with over 15,000 worshipers across Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Their sermons aired on national television, their church attracted wealthy politicians and celebrities, and their followers genuinely believed they were witnessing the lives of 2 people handpicked by God to guide his flock. Pastor Daniel was a handsome, charismatic preacher. He had a commanding presence, a voice that could stir a congregation into a frenzy, and a sharp mind that knew exactly how to keep his followers devoted. His fiery sermons on marriage, holiness, and financial prosperity were legendary. Then there was Funky, the woman behind the empire. Unlike many flashy mummy geos, general overseers' wives, Funky was graceful, soft-spoken, and deeply respected. She wasn't just Daniel's wife, she was his partner. The mastermind behind the church's financial operations. She managed everything, from multi-million naira donations to massive gospel crusades. To the world, they were blessed. But blessings don't stop a man from cheating. Adaora Chukwu was 26, young, beautiful. Everything Funky used to be before years of sacrifice, church politics, and childbearing took their toll. Adaora had joined the choir 3 years earlier, an innocent-looking girl with a heavenly voice. Pastor Daniel had taken a personal interest in her talent, even offering to mentor her. To the congregation, it looked like a fatherly spiritual relationship. But behind closed doors, it was something else entirely. The affair began secretly. Quick glances across the altar, private prayer meetings in his office, expensive gifts Funky never noticed. But men like Daniel always get sloppy. The first real sign came when Funky noticed lipstick stains on his robe. Pastor Daniel never wore makeup, yet his white cassock had a bright red smudge on the collar. Funky said nothing. The next week, she found a hotel receipt tucked into his Bible. By the time she checked his phone and saw a saved contact under Brother Samuel texting, "I miss you, Daddy," she knew. Funky didn't scream. She didn't fight. She didn't call family meetings or go to social media like other women might have. She made a decision. Before we continue, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more shocking true crime cases. Your support means a lot to us. That night, when Pastor Daniel came home, she confronted him in the bedroom. "You're sleeping with Adaora," she said. Daniel sighed, took off his shoes, and laughed. "Funky, stop behaving like a child." Her eyes flashed with rage. "I saw the messages, the receipts, the lipstick on your robe." He just sat on the bed, calm as ever, and looked at her. "Funky," he said, his voice filled with condescending patience, "I am a man of God. Do you think I will let a little temptation ruin what we've built?" "A little temptation? These things happen." He removed his wristwatch. "Men are polygamous by nature. You, of all people, should understand." That's when Funky decided he had to die. Every church has one man like Brother Emmanuel, a wealthy businessman, deeply spiritual, always sitting in the front row. He was a major donor, funding the church's expansion, always ready to bless the Lord with millions of naira. And he had one weakness: Funky. For years, Emmanuel had loved Funky in secret. He never crossed the line, never disrespected her marriage, but everyone knew. His eyes followed her in service. He always rushed to open doors for her. If she needed something, he provided it. When Funky confided in him about Daniel's affair, Emmanuel finally saw his chance. "This man has humiliated you," Emmanuel said one night after Bible study. "If he is not stopped, he will ruin you." "I can't leave him." "I didn't say you should leave him." Emmanuel looked at her, voice soft. What if he wasn't in the way anymore? The words sent a shiver down her spine. At first, she pretended to be shocked. "I can't. No, I won't." But a week later, she called him. "We need to talk." On September 13, 2023, Funky cooked her husband's favorite meal, pounded yam in a goosey soup. By then, the plan was set. Emmanuel had secured the arsenic from a herbalist in Ogun State, promising it was undetectable. All Funky had to do was stir it into the soup. Daniel came home in a good mood. He had just returned from a revival, a night at Adaora's apartment, and was feeling generous. "You look beautiful tonight," he said, dipping his fingers into the soup. Funky smiled. "To God be the glory." Within 30 minutes, the first symptoms appeared. "Funky," Daniel murmured, gripping his stomach. Something's wrong. He collapsed, vomiting violently. His hands clawed at his throat as his breath became ragged. Funk knelt beside him, stroking his hair. "It's okay, my love," she whispered. "Just rest." By midnight, Pastor Daniel Ajayi was dead. But during the autopsy, arsenic poisoning was found. The police launched an investigation. Funky was the last person to see him alive. And then the unexpected happened. Brother Emmanuel broke under interrogation. The man who had loved her for years betrayed her in minutes. "I loved her," he told the police. "She said she was trapped in a terrible marriage. I just wanted to help." The most damning evidence? WhatsApp messages between them. Is it done? Yes, my love. He will not trouble you again. It was enough to convict them both. At their trial, Funky denied everything, claiming Emmanuel acted alone. But the jury didn't believe her. She and Emmanuel were both sentenced to life in prison. The case dominated headlines for months. Some believed Funky was a victim. Others believed she was an evil mastermind. Some said Pastor Daniel simply reaped what he sowed. As for Adaora, she vanished. Rumors say she fled to Ghana and started attending another church. One thing remains certain. In the end, no one was innocent. Not the cheating pastor, not the betrayed wife, not the lovesick assassin. They all had blood on their hands. Thank you for watching. If this case resonated with you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. Your support means so much, and we're grateful to have you as part of this community. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.